Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So today we are continuing the work on this the illustration of this soul tree. Hopefully we're gonna finish line art this evening, and tomorrow we can start painting. I mean, just doing some basic colors and slowly going towards the end of creation. If the music is too loud or anything, feel free to let me know. Just setting up here. Whoop. That color. Yeah, hello Dacha. How are you doing, my friend? Yeah, Dacha's just asked me to play League of Legends with him, dude, I need to. He didn't know that I'm gonna stream, but I need to play video games less. That's why I dabble into streaming again, because it makes me paint more, and you know, I just missed that part. But hey, Dacha, I'm gonna make it up to you tomorrow, or even maybe later this evening. Who knows? If you don't fall asleep early. I think there is no one on this stream except you and me, so. But hey, hi to everyone. Perfect sleeping stream. We're gonna correct that shit. Don't you worry, just give me a sec. You're right, man. You're right. Let's go with something, some of my music maybe. And we should go with Fun of Us. Yeah, why not? Ma da, bre, možeš bre, pričaj, brate, i bre, i na uzbekistanskom, šta te boli kurac, realno. Realno. Don't hesitate to speak on your native language. If I know it, I will respond. And if I don't, well, sorry. Kakav si čovjek, si mi dobar? Šta mi radi Megiša? Megiša, Pegiša. Puštam volim, pošto nam game počinje, dođem posle na stream. Važi, brate moj. Thanks for visiting, Dacha. Thank you. Good luck to you too. In Arur. Kill all the bastards that bothers you and your wife in the game. Let me just check something. Somehow I disabled all the comments, I don't know why. Okay. Nope, not there. But sure, why not? Mm. Ah. I'll be right back. I don't know if I should extend like this branch going like on the other side there and finishing somewhere here maybe. Something like this. But I want it to be twisted, something just let me see. Yeah, this is a good movement, I guess. Oh, this song is called Land of the Old Gods, you know. And there it comes. switch to something more organic and less aggressive.
Dalek mi guasa da nosiš. Ja vej mi, Morignanino, ja vej mi, dalek mi guasa da nosiš. Ja vej mi, Ja, vej mi, vetre, dalek mi głasa donosisz. Ja, vej mi, vetre, Morignanino, ja, vej mi, vetre, dalek mi głasa donosisz. Ja, vej mi, vetre. Vetre, Morignanino, Ja, vei mi, vei mi, vetre. Vetre, Morignanino, ja vei mi, vei mi, vetre. Dalek mi goasă da nosis. Ja vei mi, vei mi, vei mi, vetre. Vetre, Morignanino, ja vei mi, vei mi, vei mi, vetre. Dalek mi goasă da nosis. Ja vei mi, vei mi, vei mi, vetre.
Hey, Swiper! Hey, man! Welcome, welcome! How's it going? Did you just woke up or? Hey, brate Dusan, I love seeing you draw. It's so relaxing and entertaining. Amazing music in the background as well. Yeah, thank you, Swiper. Those are our brothers from Bulgaria. Yeah, they are singing some, I think, monastery Orthodox music or something, with the mix of ambient and I don't know, maybe even some tribal stuff. You know, but it sounds really good and it goes natural with this kind of illustration. How are you doing? Did you work out on the snow half naked again this this day or today or? I'm good. I helped my dad mount some furniture for the house today. Sadly, no butt naked training in the snow. Damn it! Damn it! God damn it! But hey, man, you were helping your family, and family comes first, so you did a good job there, man. There's gonna be a time for a workout. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Thanks, brother Dushan. How are you feeling today? Well, I didn't sleep very well the day before, the last evening, so I'm semi-tired, but I want to do this. I want to do this illustration. I was thinking about it the entire day, even in the daytime when I was like doing some freelance stuff for somebody. So I was like, just hurry up with this shit. I just want to draw my stuff. But it's cool, it's cool. Feeling good overall. Thanks for asking. Oh, our friend Felipe is like 2 more days and he's out of the internet, man. I'm so sad, man, for that. I'm gonna miss him online all the time, you know? It's just stupid, man. The entire situation with the provider, man, and everything. Did he tell you the situation? Yeah, he's about to steal, you know, the internet. He's that desperate, man. But yeah, it's fucking annoying, man. And I'm like mega sorry for that. Yeah, man. I know. Imagine. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that. Yeah, and he can't really do anything about it. Yeah. It's so stupid, man. It should be like a basic right in this century for any human being, you know. If you ask me, internet really should be free, you know, and a state would have like to provide everything, but we're living in stupid capitalism, man. We worship money, therefore we get, you know, what money brings, and that's greed and everything that comes with it, you know. Yeah. Anyway, I'm satisfied how the illustration is going, you know. It's gonna be a long painting process, you know. I'm adding basic color to the illustration now. Thank you. Yeah, I'm satisfied by the overall aesthetics of it and the way it's going, you know. Okay. You said you're semi-tired. I sometimes feel it easier to get immersed in the flow state of creativity because you don't think as much. Yeah. What do you think about that? Yeah, man, that's like the recipe for everything in my life, especially when it comes to creative work. You know, it like always give you more life force, you know, for that day, only by the desire to tackle with the project that you're working on at the moment. Is that somebody from Valheim? Hey, Marsa, how are you doing, man? Yeah, he's my Valheim friend, man. No, actually, he was my Rust friend. And then we started to hang out. There were three of us, myself and two dudes from Romania. One is Viper and another is Matilda, which is not online at the moment. Yeah, and we also played Rust together a little bit, but those two fuckers, they just beat each other on the docks, and I was like, nah, there's nothing going out of this. But no, I was playing with some other dude, Valheim, with my other friend from Malta. Oh, you're thinking about this tree? Oh, no. Oh, dude, this is it's a long story. It's a tree of soul, something something more how to say personal. It's my stuff. So yeah, you have like the old Orthodox elements and some shit ton of symbolism around. And I finished the line art and I just started to put in some basic colors before I dabble further into illustration, you know. I'm figuring out the color of these candles. They are coming too bright, if you ask me. Need to reduce the whiteness more. Something like this, maybe. Yeah, this is good. Definitely. Okay. The fountain. Let me see on the IMDb. ...2006. No, I didn't watch that movie. Drama, mystery, romance. Director Darren Aronofsky. No, I didn't watch this movie. Hugh Jackman, Rachel Weisz, Sean Patrick Thomas. Oh, the scenes are looking actually really good. Okay, I'm gonna add this to watch list here, and I'm gonna watch it with my woman tomorrow. It really looks awesome, man. Thanks for the info and suggestion. What are you guys doing on Pampuri? Are you playing League of Legends or something? Maybe we'll find more inspiration. Well, for the next illustration, why not? I'm gonna take a look at it. You know. I bet definitely I'm gonna find some inspiration because I looked at the screenshots from the movie. It looks awesome. Surreal-ish. Whoa. My pixel not locked. Okay. Oh boy, we have a shit ton of work to do here. Finishing this illustration is gonna be a really long process. Like really long process. Ugh.
Доді, ішко, доді, ішко,
Oh no, this is the wrong color.
доді.
Okay, let's zoom this a little bit and let's just define. And we will repeat the same process for all the Perunica flowers. That's it. these candles are gonna be lit. The candles on the eastern side are gonna be lit, and the candles on the western side are gonna be extinguished. That's why I'm changing the tone and the color, basic color, the candles on the west. You're giving them a paler look. Yeah, yeah. Less saturation, less saturation for them definitely. Okay. It's gonna be shit down for this illustration. Who knows how many more? But to be honest, the line artwork, the line artwork is like 60 or even 70% of the timeline that I need to finish this illustration. So we like checked the we came to like the biggest checkpoint now, the longest checkpoint. Yeah, color is easy, but yeah, this basic coloring is easy, but you're gonna see afterwards I'm going for the stylized shadow. Is something I like to do in my works, and later on a little bit of polish, a little bit of effects, and that's it. I'm still not figuring out what I'm gonna do with the background. But yeah, that was you, Misha. Hi, Misha. Hello, my friend. Uh, I'm not certain what I'm gonna do with the background, but the background shouldn't be complex because we already have like too much information in this symbolic work in front, you know. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, for now, I'm gonna do the silver color in this process, but I will probably change it later on. The chains should be darker, definitely, than this part of uh, the metal bonds, how to call them. I think I'm gonna just lower this music just a little bit. I can't hear myself talking. It's enough. It's the- Let me see if we should use maybe this same color from the cross on Snake's head. I don't know, man. They're much bright. See if we can try with the golden. Yeah, golden is all right-ish, but I'm gonna change one thing. And this bigger one. Second. Yep. So it's fine. It's fine. Oh, my dog is sleeping. Вітаю, любові. Скоро изубить, любовь.
Да.
Oh.
Ой, ой.
So bitches and bitches. No stream today, Misha. Let's try to see. I will go with the reddish color. Oh. Mm. I'm just playing around. Yeah, definitely. mm, yeah, I'm just gonna keep center one red. We try all with this reddish color. Effect. Mm. I kind of like it when maybe all, maybe, I don't know, it's smart. What do you say? Should we make this rubies like, not rubies, but the circles on the cross like reddish, or should we go like only center to be reddish, or should we go like all to be this goldish, or I don't know, maybe a little like reddish in the center. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. Small ones, I can barely work with them. They're really, really small. You can see the pixels when I zoom in. That tells you how much small this crosses up side. Okay. Hmm. Anyway, I'm not planning to leave any of this line art black, so I'm gonna use the darkest color of the object, and then I'm gonna take like the darkest value from green, and then I'm gonna paint all outline green. For example, for leaves, after I'm done with stylized shadow. Let's see how this looks. We turn this earth sign into quartz also. Yeah, why not? Bandages. Bandages. Go back to those later. Just see what color should I use here. This should be like basic. Or what is more the need, we're gonna use a darker one. Just to have an illusion of depth, and we go for more dark this area. And more dark for this area, even more. So yeah, like this. Or even maybe put the light inside. Yeah, definitely. It should go from the inside also. And this also. And now the metal roof. Oftenly on Byzantine churches, the roof is made of metal, some kind of metal. I don't know the exact material, you know. We go even dark for this part of the roof. Yep. We're doing okay-ish. Oh, the heart. Almost forgot about the heart. Just check this. Oh yeah, we need more color here. Just check, yeah, color here also. Because this is a part of the snake's body. I'm just trying to inspect if I didn't miss anything, which I did on every fucking corner. Oh, this doesn't have any logical sense. The bandage should go over the crystal, so I'm gonna change that. Make this flats no smaller. Yep, like this. Oh, no. Okay. Nice. See how many brown pigments are left you know, in the smaller spaces. When you use the magic lasso tool, this one I'm gonna make it brighter a little bit. Also this one, this one, this one, and this. And we're gonna, because this is split in two, we're gonna use this color, for example, and paint it like this, because I want this part to be a little bit darker. Also have to fix this blobs here. It's hard. So we're gonna go with the reddish color. Nope. Need it like more bright. Maybe we should use the color from the crosses. Yeah. Oh, definitely gonna use this pigment, the crosses. Make it almost fluorescent, you know. Maybe this is too much. Let's see. I can choke it a little bit. Yeah, like this. Because I'm gonna dabble with the filters later on, I need not to go over the top with saturation. Now everything should have like middle tone of saturation or something, and only the important objects will have like more saturation. For example, this heart. So we have parts of the heart here, which are extends and I would say that they are transmuted later on towards the 3. So we're gonna use an in-between color for these parts now. What? Which we will use now. Like, just let me see. Something like this, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Damn it. Oh, this is too dark. I don't like it. I need to do something smarter with this. Yes. This. like a little transition to the basic color here. Wow. How did I manage to type the text inside? What the fuck? Yeah. Let's try to use more um, more fluorescent color for the veins, just a little bit. Pop them out, like this. We use more brightness and more saturation. That way we create illusion. A little bit of illusion, not too much. And then we take like that little dark parts. Here. I don't know what this is, but I need to clean it a little bit. It's too complicated. And I don't like overcomplicated things in the small spaces when it comes to illustration. Because people cannot decipher what it actually is later on if they tend to look deeper into the illustration. And believe it or not, there are people who tend to analyze the illustration more complex, which is rarity these days. Yeah. Let's leave some pigments here and there. This. This. Now the bandages. Maybe I'm gonna use just the same tone as the candle for the bandages for the wall. Let me see. Yep, why not? No, it's the yellowish. This one. I'll be back in a sec. Yeah, back. Let's see. Oh, okay. We're gonna make this part less dark, definitely. I have an issue when I'm looking at it. For now, later on, we're gonna make it darker. Well, what's in that tree? Oh, dude, it's everything. It's everything, dude, my friend. Well, a bunch of stuff. I don't know. It's symbolism, first of all, and then it is mixed up with illustration and everything. But when I finish it, we can sit and analyze what's what here. Actually, I can tell you a little bit if you want to listen, if you're eager to listen, because it can be a boring explanation, or maybe not, who knows. I'll do it just to pick an ashtray. Boring? Never mind then. Okay. Well, it's more of a personal soul tree, I would say, It's two aspects of myself, well, just let me lower the music a little bit because guys are singing over me. And let's put something more, I mean, less dramatic. Okay. Okay. So, where to start? Yeah. Are you still here? Anyway, uh, this is western part of the tree. Western side. This is an eastern side. And it's also like an input into my soul, This is right hemisphere of myself. This is the left hemisphere of myself. The western or the left hemisphere is more bound to the earth, to physical stuff and to everyday life, and right right side is more bound to spiritualism and feeling of the divine around us or something. So that's like a small summary of things. And we have also a bunch of symbols from the Eastern Orthodoxy. For example, these are the three Orthodox crosses that are hanging from the tree. We also have like two snakes how overlapping each other, which is often a symbol that I think they are called bishops, but they are not the same thing as bishops here in the Eastern Orthodoxy. They are carrying it on their scepter, and so the snake of the West is blind to everything that emanates its meaning from the East, and that's like some of the basic philosophy behind, hidden inside the trees, common look for the top part of the Byzantine churches, that's it. Oh, we have, of course, heart in the middle. These are Perunicas. I don't know what's the name for the flowers in the English language. Perunicas were the sacred tree of my ancestors, were sacred flowers of my ancestors, because the name derived from the name Perun, which is like one of the most important gods in the Slavic mythology. This is like the first time I tried to dabble into something more personal, enjoying, and less of commercial, you know, stuff. More something more intimate. How to say, you know. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I managed to watch your stream, Dillard, today, but I didn't watch it live. I watched it after. Thanks, Misha. Misha, it's a good name for a bear, you know. If in any case I have like a bear in my life, I call it Misha. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I need to finish the side. Set up the main color for it. Then paint like these two guys. Also with the main color, and then I can do the stylized shadow. And then I can paint over the outline, line art. I'm just checking things. It's so many stuff, I'm a bit confused, you know. Okay, let's figure out the color of the mantle. What's this? Why do I have another layer here? Who knows? I'm gonna delete it. Anyway, yeah. The mantle. The cloaks. Boh. Should I make mantles like white-ish or more? No, not dark, definitely not dark. I kind of like this white. Just let me try to see one more combination of colors. Nope. Nope. Nah, I'm gonna leave them white. I kinda like it that way. I'm gonna do this entire part white so I can add color afterwards. It's gonna be more easy for me because of transparency. Whoa. It says free copyright jazz music. This is not jazz, this is blues. This is more blues than jazz, if you ask me. But it's alright. Oh, I forgot about the eye, man. Just forgot about it. So now we have a problem. We have an eye. It's like this eyeball should be white-ish, and we already have a bandage, which is white. Just let me lower the music for myself. I'm gonna increase music for you. No, it's actually all right also there, I think. Anyway, we need this eyeball to be white also, but I don't want to use like the same value from here, so I'm gonna go more towards the red one and see if there's gonna be any difference, you know. Nope, not a good thing. Let's try more like a bluish pale color, because I need that diversity between the bandage and the eyeball. And it's also good with the color of the snake, you know. It communicates good, so we'll see. We'll see where it's gonna go. Dooby dooby doo. We need to kill this dark, this strong bluish color here. For now, let's just add a little bit over here also. Okay, what's gonna be a color of the iris, I wonder? Wow, I wonder. Right, even more fluorescent. know. Let's use the color from the quartz. Yep, it's all right, I guess. Deal with this stuff. This part is when you draw something and you don't actually know what's what. Few hours after. That's what's happening with it. What's happening to me right now, you know. I think it should be something like this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Also, to make this part darker a little bit. We're still not shading. I'm just separating some values. Later on, we're gonna shade. Okay. Nope, not good. I don't want the warm color inside this metal part. I want the bluish color. I want it to be cold. Let's see, yeah, something like this. Failed to draw something, I just saw it. Let's correct that shit. Such a small space for it to do it properly. But I guess this will serve the purpose. Yep. Color I'm gonna use here, see? Nope. 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 Okay, let's go with darker, but with the warmer pigment. Yeah, I guess it's fine. Okay, now the other guy. Oh, let me rest my hand for a second. Oh, we're already 3 hours into stream. Yep, but I guess I want to set up a basic color for everything. I'm still not sure about this bluish color of the eye. I'm gonna dabble with that right after I finish this guy. This guy. It's almost 1 a.m. here in Serbia. But who gives a shit? Oh, I didn't do something here also. In the line art base. Just let me try and correct it now. Now it's better. I kind of like these guys. They remind me of some kind of zealous paladins or something. Yeah, I'm gonna use the color palette from the other guy now for everything, you know. this one, but a little bit darker, even more dark. Like this. Let's go more dark. Okay. Okay, since it's too late and there are not much people around the stream, I think I'm gonna go and listen to something while I'm drawing. Just let me find something interesting.
Chapter 1 of the Byzantine Empire. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information, or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Byzantine Empire, by Charles William Chadwick Oman. Chapter 1, Byzantium. 2,558 years ago a little fleet of galleys toiled painfully against the current up the long strait of the Hellespont, rowed across the broad Propontis, and came to anchor in the smooth waters of the first inlet which cuts into the European shore of the Bosphorus. There a long crescent-shaped creek, which after ages were to know as the Golden Horn, strikes inland for 7 miles.
What's wrong with this narrator? His voice is mega strange. Let's try this one.
Chapter 1 of the business.
Okay, this is the same guy. The Fall of Constantinople by Stephen Runciman? No, I don't know. Nice intro. We have Greek, I think.
The Fall of Constantinople,
Greek Orthodox Church at the
1453,
beginning.
by Stephen Runciman. Chapter 1. The Dying Empire. On Christmas Day, in the year 1400, King Henry IV of England gave a banquet in his palace of Eltham. His purpose was not only to celebrate the holy festival, he wished also to do honor to a distinguished guest. This was Manuel II Palaeologus, Emperor of the Greeks, as most Westerners called him, though some remembered that he was the true Emperor of the Romans. He had travelled through Italy and had paused at Paris, where King Charles VI of France had redecorated a wing of the Louvre to house him, and where the professors at the Sorbonne had been delighted to meet a monarch who could argue with them with as much learning and subtlety as they themselves commanded. In England, everyone was impressed by the dignity of his demeanour and by the spotless white robes that he and his courtiers wore. But for all his high titles, his hosts were moved to pity for him, for he had come as a beggar in a desperate search for help against the infidel who encompassed his empire. To the lawyer Adam of Usk, who was working at King Henry's court, it was tragic to see him there. I reflected, Adam wrote, how grievous it was that this great Christian prince should be driven by the Saracens from the furthest east to these furthest western islands to seek aid against them. O God, he added, what dost thou now, ancient glory of Rome? Indeed, the ancient Roman Empire had shrunk to very little. Manuel was the lawful heir of Augustus and of Constantine, but many centuries had passed since the emperors residing at Constantinople would command the allegiance of the Roman world. To the west they had become mere lords of the Greeks, or of Byzantium, unworthy rivals of the emperors who had sprung up in the west. Till the 11th century, Byzantium had been a splendid and dominant power, the champion of Christendom against the onslaught of Islam. The Byzantines had done their duty vigorously and successfully, till in the mid-11th century a new Moslem challenge had come from the east with the invasion of the Turks, while Western Europe had developed so far as to attempt aggression of its own in the persons of the Normans. Byzantium was entangled in a war on two fronts at a moment when it was passing through constitutional and dynastic difficulties. The Normans were driven back, though with the loss of Byzantine Italy, but the Byzantines had to abandon forever to the Turks the lands that had supplied most of their soldiers and most of their food, the upland plains of Anatolia. Henceforward the empire remained caught between two fires, and this middle position was complicated by the movement that we call the Crusades. As Christians, the Byzantines sympathized with the Crusaders, but their long political experience had taught them to show some tolerance towards the infidel, and to accept his existence. The Holy War, as practiced by the Westerners, seemed to them dangerous and unrealistic. They hoped, however, that advantages might be reaped from it, but a man in the middle can only be secure if he is strong. Byzantium continued to play the part of a great power when, in fact, its strength was already undermined. The loss of the Anatolian recruiting grounds in a period of constant warfare forced the emperor to depend on foreign allies and foreign mercenaries, and both demanded payment in money and in commercial concessions. The demands came at a time when the domestic economy of the empire was upset by the loss of the Anatolian cornfields. Throughout the 12th century, Constantinople seemed to be so rich and splendid a city, the imperial court so magnificent, and the wharves and bazaars so full of merchandise, that the emperor was still treated as a mighty potentate. But he was given no thanks by the Moslems for trying to restrain crusading ardor, while the Crusaders were offended by his lukewarm attitude towards their holy war. Meanwhile, religious differences between Eastern and Western Christendom, deep-seated in origin and exacerbated by politics during the course of the 11th century, steadily worsened, till by the end of the 12th century the churches of Rome and Constantinople were undeniably in schism. The crisis came when a crusading army, lured by the ambition of its leaders, by the jealous greed of their Venetian allies, and by the resentment that every Westerner now felt against the Byzantine Church, turned against Constantinople and captured and sacked it, setting up a Latin empire on its ruins. This Fourth Crusade of 1204 put an end to the old East Roman Empire as a supranational state. After half a century of exile at Nicaea in northwestern Asia Minor, the imperial authorities re-entered Constantinople, and the Latin Empire collapsed. A new era of greatness seemed to be at hand. But the empire restored by Michael Palaeologus was no longer the dominant power in the Christian East. It retained something of its old mystical prestige. Constantinople was still New Rome, the hallowed historical capital of the Orthodox Christendom. The emperor was still, at least in Eastern eyes, the Roman emperor, but in reality he was only one prince among others equally or more powerful. There were other Greek rulers. To the east there was the empire of Trebizond, the empire of the Grand Comnenus, enriched by its silver mines, and by the trade that came along the age-old route from Tabriz and further Asia. In Epirus there was the despotate of the princes of the house of Angelus, at one time rivals of the Nicaeans in the race to recapture the capital, but soon now to fade into impotence. In the Balkans were Bulgaria and Serbia, each in turn to dominate the peninsula. There were Frankish lordships and Italian colonies all over the Greek mainland and islands. To oust the Venetians from Constantinople, the Byzantines had called in the Genoese, who had to be rewarded. And now the Genoese colony of Pera, or Galata, just across the Golden Horn, had stolen most of the trade of the capital. There were dangers all round. In Italy there were potentates eager to avenge the fall of the Latin Empire. Slav princes in the Balkans yearned for the imperial title. In Asia the Turks for a while had been quiescent. Indeed, without this quiescence, Byzantium could hardly have survived. But they were soon now to revive under the leadership of a dynasty of brilliant chieftains, Osman and his Ottoman successors. The restored Byzantine Empire, with complicated commitments in Europe and a constant threat from the West, needed more money and men than it possessed. It economized on the eastern frontier until it was too late, and the Ottoman Turks had broken through the defences. Disillusion set in. The 14th century was, for Byzantium, a period of political disaster. For some decades it seemed likely that the great Serbian kingdom would absorb the whole empire. The provinces were devastated by the revolt of a mercenary band, the Catalan Company. There was a long series of civil wars begun by personal and dynastic quarrels at the court and embittered when social and religious parties were embroiled. The Emperor John V. Palaeologus, who reigned for 50 years, from 1341 to 1391, was dethroned no less than 3 times, once by his father-in-law, once by his son, and once by his grandson, though, in the end, he died on the throne. There were ruinous visitations of plague. The Black Death in 1347, striking at the height of the Civil War, carried off at least 1/3 of the empire's population. The Turks took advantage of the troubles in Byzantium and the Balkans to cross into Europe and to penetrate further and further, till by the end of the century the Sultan's armies had reached the Danube, and Byzantium was entirely encircled by his dominions. All that was left of the empire was Constantinople itself, and a few towns strung along the Marmora coast of Thrace and the Black Sea coast as far north as Mesembria, Thessalonica and its suburbs, a few small islands, and the Peloponnese, where the despots of the Morea, cadets of the imperial house, were enjoying some small successes in winning land back from the Franks. Some Latin lordships and colonies survived anxiously in Greece and in the Greek islands. Florentine dukes still ruled in Athens, and Veronese princes in the Aegean archipelago. Elsewhere, the Turks had taken everything. By a whim of history, this period of political decline was accompanied by a cultural life more eager and more productive than had been known at any other time in Byzantine history. Artistically and intellectually, the Palaeologan era was outstanding. The mosaics and frescoes of the early 14th century in the Church of the Chora at Constantinople show a vigour, a freshness, and a beauty that make Italian work of the period look primitive and crude. Work of a similar quality was produced elsewhere in the capital and at Thessalonica. But art of such splendour was costly to execute. Money began to run short. In 1347 it was noticed that the jewels in the diadems used for the coronation of John VI and his empress were really made of glass. By the end of the century, though minor works of art were still produced, it was only in the provinces, at Mistra in the Peloponnese, or on Mount Athos, that new churches were built, and they were thriftily decorated. Intellectual life, however, which was less dependent on financial backing, lasted brilliantly on. The University of Constantinople had been refounded at the end of the 13th century by a great minister, Theodore Metochites, a man of fine taste and learning, to whose patronage the decoration of the Chora had been due. He inspired the remarkable generation of scholars that followed. The chief intellectual figures of the 14th century, men like Nicephorus Gregorus, the historian, Gregory Palamas, the theologian, Nicholas Cabasilas, the mystic, or the philosophers Demetrius Sidonis and Acendanus, all at some time studied at the university and came under the influence of Metochites. All, too, were helped and encouraged by his successor as chief minister, John Cantacuzinus, though some of them were to break with him after he usurped the imperial crown. Each of these scholars was individual in his thought. Their controversies were as lively as their friendships. They argued, as the Greeks had always argued for nearly 2,000 years, on the rival merits of Plato and Aristotle. They argued over semantics and logic, and their arguments inevitably encroached upon theology. Orthodox tradition was nervous of philosophy. Good churchmen believed in a philosophical learning. They used Platonic terms and Aristotelian methodology, but their theology was apophatic. They held that philosophy was incapable of solving divine problems, since God was essentially beyond human knowledge. Trouble arose in the middle of the 14th century, when certain of the philosophers, influenced by the scholasticism of the West, attacked the Church's traditional theory of mysticism, whose defenders had therefore to formulate their doctrine and to declare a belief in the uncreated energies of God. This gave rise to a bitter controversy, dividing friends and parties. the doctrine of the energies found its main support among the monks, who tended to be anti-intellectual. Its chief exponent, Palamas, whose name is often given to the doctrine, was a scholar with a powerful mind, but unsympathetic towards humanism. His allies, however, included such humanist intellectuals as John Cantacuzinus and Nicholas Cabasilas. Their victory was not, as has often been claimed, a victory for obscurantism. There was one dominant question which concerned not only the theologians and philosophers, but also the politicians. This was the question of union with the Roman Church. The schism was now complete, and the triumph of Palamism deepened the chasm. But to many Byzantine statesmen it seemed clear that the empire could not survive without help from the West. If such help could only be obtained at the price of submission to the Roman Church, then the Greeks must submit. Michael Palaeologus had tried to counter Western plans for the re-establishment of the Latin Empire by committing his people to union with Rome at the Council of Lyons. His action was fiercely resented by most Byzantines, and when the danger was over, his son, Andronicus II, repudiated the union. Now, with the Turks enveloping the empire, the situation was far more alarming. Union was needed now, not to buy off a Christian enemy, but to win friends against a worse and infidel enemy. There were no powers in the Orthodox East who could bring aid. The princes of the Danubian lands and of the Caucasus were too feeble and themselves in grave peril, and the Russians were too far away, with problems of their own. But would any Catholic potentate come to the rescue of a people that he regarded as schismatic? Would he not consider the Turkish advance as a just punishment for the schism? With that in mind, the Emperor John V had personally submitted to the Pope in Italy in 1369, but he prudently refused to involve his subjects, though he hoped, in vain, to persuade them to follow him. Neither Michael VIII nor John V was a theologian. To both, the political advantages of union outweighed everything else. For theologians the problem was harder. From the earliest times, Eastern and Western Christendom had been drifting apart in theology, in liturgical usage, and in ecclesiastical theory and practice. They were now divided by one main theological issue, on the procession of the Holy Ghost and the Latin addition of the word filioque to the Creed. There were other lesser issues. The newly authorized doctrine of the energies was unacceptable to the West. The Western dogma of purgatory seemed, to the East, to be arrogantly cocksure. Over the liturgy, the chief question was whether the bread at the sacrament should be leavened or unleavened. To the East, the Western use of unleavened bread seemed to be Judaistic and disrespectful to the Holy Spirit, whom the leaven symbolized. A similar disrespect was shown by the Western refusal to admit the epiclesis, the invocation to the Holy Spirit, without which, in Eastern eyes, the bread and wine were not fully sanctified. There were disputes over the giving of communion in both kinds to the laity, and over the marriage of secular priests. But the most fundamental disagreement was in the ecclesiastical sphere. Did the Bishop of Rome enjoy an honorary primacy or an absolute supremacy in the Church? Byzantine traditions clung to the old belief in the charismatic equality of bishops. None of them, not even the heir of St. Peter, had the right to impose doctrine, however great the respect that his views might command. The definition of doctrine was for an ecumenical council alone, when, as at Pentecost, all the bishops of the Church were represented, and the Holy Spirit would descend to inspire them. The Roman addition to the Creed shocked the East, not only for theological reasons, but because it was a unilateral alteration to a formula sanctified by an ecumenical council. Nor could Eastern tradition accept the administrative and disciplinary authority of Rome, believing that such powers lay with the pentarchy of patriarchs, of which Rome was the senior but not the supreme member. The Byzantines felt deeply about their traditions and their liturgy, but their doctrine of economy, which recommended that minor differences should be overlooked in the interest of the smooth running of the house of God, allowed them some elasticity. The Roman Church, however, from its very nature, could not easily make concessions. The scholars in Byzantium were divided. Many of them were too loyal to their church to contemplate union with Rome, but many others, especially among the philosophers, were ready to accept Roman supremacy so long as their own creed and usages were not utterly condemned. To them, the unity of Christendom and of Christian civilization was now all-important. Some of them had been to Italy and had seen the liveliness of intellectual life there. They had seen, too, how highly nowadays Greek scholars were appreciated if they came as friends. In about 1340, Demetrius Sidonis had translated the works of Thomas Aquinas into Greek. Aquinas's scholasticism attracted many Greek thinkers, and showed them that Italian scholarship was not to be despised. They wished to strengthen intellectual links with Italy, and their desire was reciprocated. More and more of them were offered lucrative professional chairs in the West. The idea of integrating Byzantine and Italian culture was increasingly attractive, and so long as Greek traditions were safeguarded, need it matter if submission to Rome were involved, considering the honor paid to Rome in the past and the brilliance of Italian life as it now was displayed? It was only among politicians and intellectuals that supporters of the union were to be found. The monks and the lesser clergy were its bitter opponents. Few of them were moved by the cultural argument. They were proud of their faith and their traditions. They remembered the sufferings of their forefathers at the hands of Latin hierarchs under the Latin emperors. It was they who influenced the minds of the people, telling them that union was morally wrong, and that to accept it would be to risk eternal damnation. That would be a fate far worse than any disaster that might overcome them in this transient world. Against their opposition it would be hard for any emperor to implement any promises of union, and they were supported by the scholars and theologians whose loyalty to tradition was intellectual as well as emotional, and by politicians who wondered if, in fact, the West would ever be capable of rescuing Byzantium. These passionate debates took place in an atmosphere of material decay. Despite the brilliance of its scholars, Constantinople, by the close of the 14th century, was a melancholy, dying city. The population, which, with that of the suburbs, had numbered about 1 million in the 12th century, had shrunk now to no more than 100,000, and was still shrinking. The suburbs across the Bosphorus were in Turkish hands. Pera, across the Golden Horn, was a Genoese colony. Of the suburbs along the Thracian shores of the Bosphorus and the Marmora, once studded with splendid villas and rich monasteries, only a few hamlets were left, clustering round some ancient church. The city itself, within its 14 miles of encircling walls, had even in its greatest days been full of parks and gardens, dividing the various quarters. But now many quarters had disappeared, and fields and orchards separated those that remained. The traveller Ibn Battuta in the mid-14th century counted 13 distinct townlets within the walls. To González de Clavijo, in the first years of the 15th century, it was astounding that so huge a city should be so full of ruins, and Bertrandon de la Brocquière, a few years later, was aghast at its emptiness. Perrault-Tafour, in 1437, remarked on its sparse and poverty-stricken population. In many districts you would have thought that you were in the open countryside, with wild roses blooming in the hedgerows in spring, and nightingales singing in the copses. In the southeast end of the city, the buildings of the old imperial palace were no longer habitable. the last Latin emperor in his extremity, after selling most of the city's holy relics to St. Louis, and before pawning his son and heir to the Venetians, had stripped the lead off all the roofs and disposed of them for cash. Neither Michael Palaeologus nor any of his successors had ever had money enough to spare to restore them. Only a few of the churches were maintained within its grounds, such as the Nea-Basilica of Basil I and the Church of the Mother of God at the Pharos. Nearby, the Hippodrome was crumbling. The young men of the nobility used the arena as a polo ground. Across the square, the patriarchal palace still contained the patriarch's offices, but he no longer ventured to reside there. Only the great cathedral of the holy wisdom of God, St. Sophia, was still splendid. Its upkeep was a special charge on the state revenues. The main street that ran along the central ridge of the city, from the Carisian Gate, the Adrianople Gate of today, to the old palace, was dotted fitfully with shops and houses, and was dominated by the Cathedral of the Holy Apostles. But that huge building was in poor repair. Along the Golden Horn the villages were closer together and more populous, especially at either end, at Bacarni, by the land walls, where the emperor now had his palace, and towards the tip of the city, under the hill of the arsenal. The Venetians had a prosperous quarter down by the harbour, and the streets allotted to other western traders, the Anconetons and the Florentines, the Ragusans and the Catalans, and to the Jews, were close by. There were warehouses and wharves along the foreshore, and bazaars in the area where the great Turkish bazaar still stands. But each district was separate, many of them surrounded by a wall or a palisade. On the southern slopes of the city, looking towards the Marmora, the villages were sparser and further from each other. At Studion, where the land walls came down to the Marmora, the buildings of the university and of the Patriarchal Academy were grouped round the ancient church of St. John and its historic monastery with its fine library. To the east of it there were a few wharves at Samathia. There were still a few fine mansions and monasteries and nunneries scattered through the city. You might still see richly clad lords and ladies riding or carried in litters through the city, though it grieved de la Bruyère to see how small was the escort that accompanied the lovely Empress Maria as she rode from the Church of the Holy Wisdom to the palace. There was still merchandise in the bazaars and on the wharves, and Venetian or Slav or Moslem merchants who preferred to do business in the old city rather than with the Genoese across the Horn. There was still a yearly inflow of pilgrims coming, mainly from Russia, to admire the churches and the relics that they contained. The state still maintained hostels to house them, together with such hospitals and orphanages as it could now afford. The only other important city left to the empire was Thessalonica. It kept an air of greater prosperity. It was still the chief port of the Balkans. Its annual fair was still the meeting place of merchants of all nations. Within its smaller area there was less emptiness and less decay, but it never fully recovered from troubles in the mid-14th century, when it was held for some years by popular revolutionaries known as the Zealots, who destroyed many palaces, merchant houses, and monasteries before they were suppressed. Before the end of the century it had been occupied by the Turks, though it was later recovered for a time. Mistra, in the Peloponnese, the capital of the despot of the Morea, though it boasted of a palace and a castle and several churches, monasteries, and schools, was little more than a village. This tragic remnant of an empire was the heritage that passed to the Emperor Manuel II in 1391. He himself was a tragic figure. His youth had been spent among family quarrels and wars, in which he alone had been loyal to his father, John V, whom on one occasion he had had to rescue from a debtor's prison in Venice. He had spent some years as a hostage at the Turkish court, and had been forced to swear allegiance to the Sultan, and even to lead a Byzantine regiment to aid his overlord to subdue the free Byzantine city of Philadelphia. He found consolation in scholarship, writing, amongst other works, a little book for his Turkish friends, comparing Christianity with Islam, which is a model of its kind. He was a worthy emperor. Generously he co-opted as his colleague his nephew John VII, his elder brother's son, and was rewarded by the loyalty which that unstable youth showed to him for the rest of his short life. He tried to reform the monasteries and improve their standards, and he gave to the university all the money that he could spare. He saw the political need for help from the West. The Crusade of 1396, which set out, blessed by two rival popes, to perish owing to the folly of its leaders at Nicopolis.
Well, dear friends, I think I'm done for today. Need to rest, and tomorrow we're gonna start doing this stylized shadow, and hopefully start also to paint the line art itself, you know. Thank you all for watching, for being here, for participating, for liking the video and everything, the stream, sorry. Love you all. See you around.